So the topic of today's talk will be nuisance. Right now, there's an interesting phenomenon going on in the YouTube world or in the streamer world, which is called nuisance streaming, where people will go out and live stream themselves in public and act as a nuisance, like harassing people, like saying rude things, trying to get a reaction out of the people who are watching so that the people watching the stream will enjoy it or something. And they call them nuisance streamers. And this is something that has come with the internet. This is just kind of an unintended, unfortunate side effect. A couple of these people have made the news recently. So one such person, he is from Taiwan and he does a lot of streaming, right? And there was a story going on that people in, I think, Cambodia were being like trafficked to go do like hard labor, or they got their passports stolen, they got trapped and they had to do hard labor. And so this guy went to Cambodia in the guise of research to see if this is true. Well, when he went to Cambodia, he showed himself entering a factory, and then it seemed like he was about to get caught, so then he ran away, and then it seemed like he disappeared. And then so it made the news that this streamer went to Cambodia to research whether this was true or not, and then was maybe caught. And then a couple of days later, he started streaming again with like a ripped shirt. His head was half shaved off. He had bruises on his body. And he was saying how the Cambodians caught him, were torturing him, and now they were forcing him to work. And they won't let him go home. Please save me, donate to the stream, and I can get some money to fight this or whatever. Well, the people of Taiwan got really excited and angry, so they demanded justice and to protect him. The people of Cambodia took it seriously, and so they got the police, the politicians, the governor, like the prime minister got involved. And after some investigation, they found that it was all fake, that he was never in the warehouse, he was never captured, it was just him and his friend pretending this. And so for him, he did this for fame, he did this for money, but the unintended consequence was that Cambodia took this really seriously because it hurt their tourism industry, it hurt their national image, it made them look bad. And so in order to punish him, they put him in actual jail, which is, it's said that Cambodia has one of the worst jails in the world. So now he's in jail. And the sad thing is, even the people of Taiwan are like, he deserves it. They don't even want him back. Then you have another case of an American. I won't say his name, but he's also a nuisance streamer. He went to Japan and started yelling out, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, atom bomb, we're gonna drop a bomb on you again, and just harassing the people of Japan, being rude, touching people, dancing on the subways. And whenever someone criticized him, he would scream out, I'm American, I'm black, you cannot do this, racism, and stuff like that. Well, Japan caught him, but Japan just made him, put him in jail for a little bit, made him apologize, and then kicked him out of the country. Then he went to Israel, and he did the same thing in Israel, but they beat him up. So then he left Israel on an emergency passport, and then he went to Korea. And then he did a whole bunch of things, which I'm not going to list out. But the one thing that people got pissed off the most about was, I don't know if you know what a comfort woman is. During the wars back when Japan in the World War II, a lot of women from Korea and different countries like Vietnam and all the Asian countries were kidnapped and forced to be sexually assaulted all day long for the entirety of the war. And so they have these statues in Korea to remember these women who were tortured and basically tortured for a long time. And so they call them comfort women, which was their way of remembering these women. Well, this streamer decided to go to the comfort women and dance on them, touch them, baby oil, and just basically disgusting things. And now he's being put in jail also. The reason I'm saying these stories to you is that for these people, why are they doing it? Like, why are they doing these things, right? Well, for them, they're doing it for internet fame. They're doing it for money. They're doing it for likes. But in the end, they're being hated, they're being criticized, and now they're being put in jail. But wouldn't you think that that consequence would teach them? Shouldn't they be afraid of that consequence? And this goes back to one of the Buddha's teachings, which is we have to know the difference between right and wrong. Like, what is right? What is wrong? The definition is very simple. Anything that creates harm for you or other people, whether now or in the future, will always be considered a bad action. Even if it feels good now, but it leads to a hurt for someone else in the future, or hurt of yourself in the future, this cannot be considered a good action. A good action is something that benefits you and other people, both now and in the future. And so these people are some of the lowest of society, but they also reflect us, because in a way, we also want to be seen. We want to be liked. We want to be ourselves and do whatever we want. But it's important that we also know the concept of consequences and what is right and what is wrong. Hurting others, causing a nuisance to others can never be right. And so these are the kind of things that we have to keep in mind as we live our lives. We are not free to do whatever we want. Consequences will always follow. Therefore, keep in mind the consequences, whether good or bad, in determining whether you should or should not do something.